Good morning. On behalf of Mr. Michael D. Formica, Director of the United States Army Installation Management Command Europe, and the officers, soldiers, and civilians of the United States Army Garrison Stuttgart, we welcome you to today's change of command ceremony, where the outgoing commander, Colonel Glenn K. Dickenson, will relinquish command of the United States Army Garrison Stuttgart to Colonel Neal A. Corson, the incoming commander. We are honored to have you here with us today and appreciate you witnessing the traditional transfer of the Stuttgart Garrison colors. The host for today's ceremony is Mr. Formica, Director of the United States Army Installation Management Command Europe region. Providing the music today is the brass quintet of the United States Army Europe Band under the direction of Staff Sergeant Nicole Daly. The formation of service members and colors standing before you represent the officers and service members of the United States Army Garrison Stuttgart military community. From left to right, the service flags of the United States Army, Marine Corps, Navy, and Air Force, with color bearers from the various mission partners in the Stuttgart footprint. Representing the commands in the garrison area of responsibility, we have service members bearing the colors from United States European Command, United States Africa Command, Special Operations Command Europe, Special Operations Command Africa, the Defense Information Systems Agency Europe, and the 52nd 6th Battalion. The formation before you is composed of members of the 1st Battalion, 10th Special Forces Group, Airborne, representing the diversity of units present in the garrison area of operations. The color guard is provided by the United States European Command and is under the leadership of Command Sergeant Major Mariano Z. Alvarez, our Garrison Sergeant Major. Commander of Troops today is Major J.G. Guerrero, USAG Stuttgart Director of Emergency Services. And at this time, we would like to extend a sincere welcome to our distinguished guests, Rear Admiral Smith, Major General Seguin, Brigadier General Jolly, Brigadier General Potter, Brigadier General Troiano, Herr Oberbürgermeister Lützner, Herr Bürgermeister Heitzmann, Herr Bürgermeister Dr. Scheurer, Herr Bürgermeister Dr. Kaltfeld, Herr Bürgermeister Gütler, Herr Erster Landesbeamter Wütke, Oberst Colonel Wolfing, and a final thank you to all of our general officers, flag officers, senior executive service members, and senior enlisted leaders who took the time to join with us today. United States Army Garrison Stuttgart is a forward-deployed garrison which provides and integrates Army base operations support for more than 24,000 Americans in the garrison footprint. The Stuttgart garrison is unique among U.S. Army garrisons in Europe in that it supports 4 joint commands, EUCOM, AFRICOM, SOCEUR, and SOC Africa, 2 component commands, MARFOR EUR and MARFOR Africa, the Defense Information Systems Agency Europe, and a variety of units ranging from tactical special operations forces to a veterinary clinic. USAG Stuttgart supports a joint community with its service members representing the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. Also providing support for our community are a large number of host nation agencies from surrounding German communities. Without their support and assistance in a variety of areas, ranging from housing to healthcare, our efforts to maintain an American community of excellence would not be possible. At this time, please rise for the invocation given by our Garrison Command Chaplain, Chaplain Peter Ferris.
For all who are willing, I invite you to bow your head and your hearts with me in prayer. Let us pray. Blessed be the Lord, my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle, my loving kindness and my fortress, my stronghold and my deliverer, my shield, and he in whom I take refuge. O great Jehovah, as we witness the change of command from one warrior to another, how thankful we are to you for giving us, in Colonel Dickenson, a warrior of vision, energy, and compassion. How refreshing it was to be led by a leader who exuded such joy and brought out the best in every one of us. May your blessings attend the Dickenson family as they move on to where you are calling them to lead and to live in the joy of the Lord in their new surroundings. For Colonel Corson and his family, as they take their place in the community, and as Colonel Corson assumes command of the garrison, uphold them by your almighty hand. Show yourself to be a strong deliverer on their behalf and surround them with your favor as a shield. Let this community come alongside them and offer the support they need to lead well, to be a garrison on a hill whose light cannot be hidden and that radiates your glory. Let your loving kindness, O Lord, be upon us according as we have hoped in you. In the name of the one who was, who is, and who is to come, the Lord God, the Almighty. Amen.
Please be seated. At this time, the United States Army Garrison Soldier of the Year, PV2 Joshua Young, will present a bouquet of open red roses to Mrs. Lisa Dickenson and a single red rose to her daughter. Opened red roses are symbolic of the completion of a tour of duty and an expression of thanks for Mrs. Dickinson's dedication and commitment to our military and German communities. The color red symbolizes the love that she leaves behind. The full bloom symbolizes the beauty and fulfillment of her time with us as the First Lady of the United States Army Garrison Stuttgart. At this time, Mr. Orrin Wright, the Garrison Professional of the Year for 2016, will present Mrs. Caddy Corson with a bouquet of closed yellow roses and her 4 daughters with a single yellow rose. A coin will also be presented to the Corson son. Yellow roses are symbolic of the beginning of a tour of duty, and they represent the friendships that Mrs. Corson will make as she becomes an integral member of our garrison and our German families. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the presentation of colors and honors to the nation.
Garrison!
The official party for today's ceremony consists of Mr. Michael D. Formica, Director, United States Army Installation Management Command Europe, the outgoing Commander of the United States Army Garrison Stuttgart, Colonel Glenn K. Dickenson, and the incoming Commander of the United States Army Garrison Stuttgart, Colonel Neal A. Corson. For more than 2 centuries, the Stars and Stripes is the banner under which Americans have lived, fought, and died. More than a symbol, the flag is the embodiment of our government, our people, our ideals, and our values. Thus, as the colors are presented to the presiding officer, respect is paid to the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Detachment! Order! Huh. Garrison! Order! Huh.
At this time, Mr. Formica, Colonel Dickenson, Colonel Corson, and Command Sergeant Major Alvarez will conduct a change of command and the passing of the colors. The passing of the colors represents the transfer of authority and responsibility for the unit from one commander to another. The Garrison Command Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major Alvarez, is the custodian of the colors. He forms the first link in this unbroken chain by passing the Garrison colors to Colonel Dickenson. Colonel Dickenson then passes the colors to Mr. Formica, symbolizing the successful completion of his command. Mr. Formica will pass the colors to Colonel Corson, transferring responsibility for the United States Army Garrison Stuttgart to its new leader. Colonel Corson returns the colors to Command Sergeant Major Alvarez for safekeeping, completing the chain. By authority of Army Regulation 600-20, Paragraph 2-5, the undersigned assumes command of the United States Army Garrison Stuttgart. Signed, Neal A. Corson, Colonel, Armor Commanding.
Garrison! All right! Hit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Director of the United States Army Installation Management Command Europe, Mr. Michael D. Formica.
Well, thank you for the applause. I don't think I deserve it. Other than we have a beautiful day for a change of command. This is absolutely awesome. Cool weather, a little bit of a breeze, and fitting to this great tribute we have for an outgoing Garrison Commander and incoming Garrison Command and team. Well, good morning and welcome, distinguished guests and attendees. Rear Admiral Smith, Boomer, good to see you here, sir. Major General Cloutier, Roger, thank you for being here as well. Major General Seguin, Brigadier General Jolly, Brigadier General Porter, Laura, good to see you here, ma'am. Brigadier General Troiano, Herr Obermeister Lutzner, Herr Bürgermeister Heitzmann, Herr Bürgermeister Dr. Schauer, Herr Bürgermeister Dr. Kalbfeld, Herr Ernest Landspeter Wodke, Oberst Volking, Ron and Elvira Corson, Colonel Neal Corson's parents, Herbert and Jutka Volger, Colonel Corson's German uncle and aunt, friends, partners, soldiers, and family members. I am honored to see everyone here, and thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedules to attend this ceremony. Thank you to the United States Army Europe Brass Quintet and the UCOM Color Guard. As always, your presence and professionalism add to the tradition and dignity of today's ceremony. Let's give both teams a round of applause. I am honored to be at U.S. Army Garrison Stuttgart today as we bid farewell to Colonel Glenn Dickenson and welcome Colonel Neal Corson. As usual, I see how extremely busy it is here. There are few installations in our Army that house the number of commands that you do, including 2 essential unified combat commands. Between U.S. Africa Command and U.S. European Command, along with other major organizations, the mission footprint from here stretches to more than 100 countries. And while their areas of responsibility cover different terrain, there is a common thread running through these multiple teams. They work closely with allies and partners to counter increasing threats to our security. Ranging from operations in the Baltics to those in southern Africa, the U.S. Army Garrison Stuttgart team is supporting multinational forces who are facing and deterring old and new adversaries. It would be an understatement to say that Glenn Dickenson flourished in this demanding environment. He did, and he succeeded while addressing the critical issues of stressed facilities and services and aging infrastructure. Glenn tackled these and other challenges head on. He developed a Garrison Common operating picture that improved transparency and the understanding of projects and programs. He synchronized and integrated services across the installation. He built consensus and energy among mission and community partners for solutions to Stuttgart's overcrowding and decades-old infrastructure. And he fostered a trusting relationship with supported leadership. Glenn also championed a strong workforce development program and a robust mentoring initiative. Leading as an approachable and strategic thinker, Glenn reinforced his philosophy daily by supporting people, meeting the mission, and applying the golden rule. As we all know, Glenn is a team builder. He understands that taking care of each and every community member delivers a stronger force. He understands how changes impact the lives of soldiers, Army professionals, and family members. Obviously, Glenn possessed the vision and drive needed in supporting our most valuable resource, people, not only today, but tomorrow as well. Under his command, this garrison earned numerous honors. Let me list three of the most prestigious. The Commander-in-Chief's Annual Award for Installation Excellence, the Army's Community of Excellence Award. So what this means is the best garrison out of 76 in the United States Army, and the Army Community Service Installation Award of Excellence. But Glenn was not alone in his efforts. There is another member of the Dickenson family. You all know her as Lisa. Every time Kim and I visit, Lisa makes it clear how much she loves being part of this community, being part of Stuttgart. She truly became the Garrison's ambassador by participating in more than 50 installation and local events, helping to strengthen German friendship that we all treasure. There is no stronger advocate for support programs than Lisa. She volunteered for so many hours at the USO, Stuttgart Community Spouses Club, and the German American Women's Club. And in her spare time, she served as a patch middle school teacher, substitute teacher. Lisa is proud to call herself the wife of a soldier and an Army mom to Sarah, John, and Rachel. Please join me in giving Lisa and the entire Dickenson family a round of applause. U.S. Army Garrison Stuttgart is a better place to live, work, and play because of Glenn and Lisa's dedication. Glenn, I speak for everyone here. Thank you for all that you provided to this tight-knit community. I wish you well as you take on your next mission as the Executive Officer for Army Cyber Command at Fort Belvoir. I know you are excited about returning home to Virginia and to this position. Godspeed, my friend. Colonel Neal Corson, welcome to the IMCOM Europe team, along with your wife Kathy and children Chloe, Emmy, Cole, Sophie, and Sadie. And again, welcome today to Neal's parents, Ron and Elvira, and Uncle and Aunt Herbert and Jutka. Neal joins us from the Army's Capabilities Integration Center, where he was the Director's Executive Officer. He graduated from the Virginia Military Institute in 1992 and soon joined the Army ranks. Early in his career, he served in South Korea as well as Hohenfels with the Combat Maneuver Training Center. Neal has deployed twice in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom and commanded a security force assistance team in Afghanistan. He brings with him a team-first mindset and global perspective, developed during many distinct assignments. His record of accomplishments is remarkable. These are just a few of the reasons why he was selected for command here. Neal, our installations are where Army readiness begins. They are force enhancers that support combat commanders. They deliver programs needed by war fighters to remain mission capable. Plus, they are where children grow and families become resilient. It has been said that the strength of our nation is our Army, the strength of our Army is its soldiers, and the strength of our soldiers are their families. I would add that the strength of our soldiers and families is enabled by garrisons such as this one. Neal, we are glad to have you at Stuttgart. Glenn, we appreciate your service. I thank, again, everyone for being here today to honor the Dickinsons and to welcome the Corson family. Support and defend, Army strong, strong Europe.
Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Glenn K. Dickenson. Welcome, distinguished guests, Oberbürgermeisters and Bürgermeisters, such distinguished German guests. Thank you very much, Colonel Weikling. Thank you very much for coming out today. Rear Admiral Smith, General Cloutier, and great U.S. distinguished guests that have joined us today, thank you very much for taking time. I know how busy it is, especially when you've got two combatant commanders here with many things going on. So it means a lot to us, to the garrison, for you to come out together to see this ceremony today. Thank you very much. Mr. Formica, thank you for those kind remarks. Those accomplishments you graciously attributed to me were really due to this awesome team that I joined 2.5 years ago. I cannot take any credit for any of it. While I may have learned to spell garrison, there are many days where I still get the letters out of order. Command Sergeant Major Alvarez, the service members participating in this ceremony look fantastic. Thank you. To the 1st of the 10th Special Forces Group, it means a lot to me that you would come out and represent the garrison in this formation. Thank you very much. As always, you look sharp. Special thanks to the precision of the color guard, the great sounds of the USAG brass quintet, and additionally, many thanks to all those who worked so hard planning and executing this outstanding event. Standing here this morning, I am humbled and honored to have had the opportunity to be part of so many outstanding teams. This has been absolutely the best job for me and the best assignment our family has seen in 27 years of an Army career. Out of respect for our German partners and allies, I am going to attempt to speak this next part in German. So please bear with me. As I have said, the one thing that I regret about being in command is that I did not master the German language. So please bear with me. Meine Dank gilt selbst unseren deutschen Verbündeten und Partnern. Ihre Offenheit und die Offenheit ihrer Gemeinden haben es einfach für uns alle gemacht, die wunderbare deutsche und schwäbische Kultur zu genießen. Oberbürgermeister Kuhn heute durch Herr Dr. Shire thank you. Terren aller Bürgermeister und Besatzforcen, Feuerwehr und Polizeibeamte haben eine großartige Zusammenarbeit ermöglicht. Oberbürgermeister Lutzner, Ihre Freundschaft und Ihre Ratschläge auf dem Weg zum Bürgermeister habe ich sehr geschätzt. Herr Kai Fischer, ich würdige Ihre Freundschaft und Ihre Führung des tollen Bauamtteams, das alle unsere Augen verbessert hat. Leider fällt mir die Zeit, allen unseren deutschen Nachbarn zu danken.
Bitte akzeptieren Sie meine Aufrecht Anerkennung für alles, was Sie getan haben und wir hein für die US-Militärgemeinde Stuttgart tun werden. Ooh, that was the hardest part. Thank you, and thanks for putting up. I apologize for the mistakes along the way there. As Mr. Formica stated, this joint military community is like no other. From two powerful combatant commands, their diverse Special Operations Command, the Marine Service Component Command, to the Tactical Special Operations Forces, these mission partner units have allowed the garrison to integrate as a part of their team. Thank you to the many senior leaders, from four-star generals to their senior enlisted leaders, to the many service members who serve with them and their Department of Defense civilians, and your staff who supported and enabled the garrison to make this community great. General Hodges and General Gronsky, and the USAG team, it has been great to be part of Strong Europe. Your leadership and guidance has improved Stuttgart. Mr. Formica, your great leadership and the work of the mighty MCOM Europe team allowed all garrisons across Europe to prosper and step up to meet the United States Army Europe objectives. Stuttgart has benefited greatly from the transformation you have created and all you have done to support us. Thank you for your mentorship and all you have done for us. To my garrison commander friends, partners, my deputy garrison commanders and command sergeants majors, your support and the network we built has been vital to the success of this garrison and all of MCOM Europe. To the tremendously hardworking garrison team of professionals, thank you for allowing me to be part of your team. This team of professionals truly cares about the community and helping service members, civilians, and family members, from the award-winning Family Morale, Welfare, and Recreation, which cares for our children, runs outstanding family programs, hotels, wonderful sports facilities, and outstanding events like the 4th of July. Our outstanding Department of Public Works, who runs huge contracts to maintain the grounds, protects our environment, repairs our infrastructure, small or large, conducts long-range planning to ensure that our garrison is postured properly for the future. Our Director of Emergency Services, who provides critical law enforcement, force protection, fire services, and emergency management, which is absolutely no small task with the footprint that we have. There are many other staff sections that are focused on customer service, like our Department of Human Resources, cranking out ID cards and passports and PCS orders, and currently they're a little understaffed right now, so we appreciate the patience. Our mighty 357, who's standing up here with me as well, Bill Crane, and his mighty staff, who synchronizes events across this complex garrison, helping to set up security and anti-terrorism force protection measures, to our great religious support office, safety, internal reviews, resource management, and many other staff sections that are synchronized together, helping us out, all working together to support this community. Additionally, there are many other service organizations that I've got to thank that have pulled together to assist the garrison, like our great schools with DODEA, the health clinic, the vet. Our great communications would not happen if we didn't have DISA and the 50-second signal. Our Logistics Resource Center, our CPAC, which gets civilian personnel in for us, our legal office, contracting, APHES, which runs our PX commissary, great organizations like our USO and Red Cross and many other private organizations like our mighty Stuttgart Community Spouses Club, which comes together to provide scholarships for all of our children. What an outstanding community that pulls together. We would not be successful if it wasn't for all of you. And as you know, our mission in this garrison is to integrate and synchronize all those services for the community. And it is a wonderful team that does all of that. And at the helm of all of that is definitely not me. It's a wonderful dream team that I had for the command team. Command Sergeant Major Alvarez, absolutely great leader. Your friendship and energy have moved this garrison forward. Thank you. Ms. Heidi Malarchik, you are a phenomenal, compassionate leader who consistently gives of yourself to others. I appreciate you and Jack hosting and taking in the Dickinsons and teaching me everything I know about garrisons. I'm still working on that spelling, though. I'm working on it. The last but definitely not least awesome team that I have had the privilege to be part of is Team Dickenson. As with all who are here, our families are our foundation. Lisa, my beautiful bride, thank you for all your support, your counsel, and more importantly, taking care and raising our 3 awesome children. The success of Sarah John in college, and as the community knows, Rachel's success, are due to your smarts, your dedication, and your love. Thank you. And as you heard Mr. Formica say, Colonel Neal Corson is absolutely the right person to take the garrison to the next level. I've said this many times, a couple, but I don't think everybody's heard it yet. But he is absolutely the improved model, much smarter, a great personality, and as you can see today, much better looking already. So he's got it. So Neal and Caddy, Lisa and I wish you and your family all of the best. You are in the best joint military community in the world. Have fun, enjoy everything that it has to offer. Thanks again to everybody for coming out. It is my distinct pleasure to have served you, and I look forward to our paths crossing in the near future. I am totally glad I lived in the #1 garrison in the Army. Army strong, strong Europe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander, United States Army Garrison Stuttgart, Colonel Neal A. Corson.
Good morning. And as the weather is directing me to keep my comments short, I will do just that. This morning, I'd like to welcome Rear Admiral Smith. Sir, thank you for coming out. Major General Cloutier, Rock of the Marne, thanks for coming out, sir. Mr. Formica, thank you for your kind words. All the other general officers and flag officers and SESs and our distinguished German partners, thank you for coming out today. I'd also like to thank the 110 for providing soldiers on the field today, the quartet, the color guard. You've truly made this ceremony special. I'd also like to thank my mother and father for coming out from Virginia. I appreciate you making the long trip to come support me and Caddy and the kids. Und ein besonderer Danken geht an Herrn und Frau Vogler, meine Tante und Onkel, für den Besuch von heute. Ihren Anwesenheit macht die Zeremonie unser besonders. Danke. As Glenn has said, great minds think alike. I am honored and humbled to take command this morning. It is a true privilege to be given the opportunity to command once in our Army, but to be given it a second time is a great honor. While I have a great deal to learn about garrison operations, as Glenn has tried to depart his knowledge on me, I'm fairly slow and take a little while to get things, but he's done a great job trying to get me up to speed quickly. I'm excited to tackle the numerous challenges that the Garrison Command presents, and I know together as a community we'll be able to solve those problems and meet all those challenges. In the short time that I've spent with the team, I've seen a workforce that is dedicated to improving our aging infrastructure, providing critical services to service members, family members, DA civilians, and all who live within the Stuttgart community. I know we will continue to meet the high standards that Glenn and the team have set over the last 2 years. As everybody knows, military service is a sports team sort of endeavor. There are many people to thank over my career for me to reach this podium today. However, in the essence of time, I'll only thank a few. First and foremost, I must thank my wife, Kathy, who has provided me the unwavering support, counsel throughout my career that has really kept me grounded through it all. She's done a fantastic job of mentoring me, raising our children, and providing a great foundation for me to work from. I'd also like to thank my mother and father, who have always pushed me, especially as a young man when I needed it, to be more than I thought I could be. You provided a foundation that served me throughout my career, and I will never, ever be able to repay that debt. To all the soldiers, NCOs, and officers throughout my career that have taught me to be a humble leader and a loyal follower, I can't thank you enough. I'm lucky enough to have a few people in Europe that I've served with before that have come out to show support, and I truly appreciate that. Sergeant Perez. So, to Glenn and Lisa, Kathy and I cannot thank you enough for your support that you've provided our family as we PCS'd in. You guys have been gracious. The smooth transition is definitely a credit to your dedication and diligence to helping us get into this community, and we can't thank you enough. I look forward to working with all the mission partners, the Stuttgart local leaders, the Garrison workforce, the family members, to create a community that supports unit readiness, provides robust and thriving community for us all to live in. Unsere Gastnation Partnern, vielen Dank für Ihre Unterstützung des United States Militär. Ich freue mich auf die Fortsetzung unserer guten Partnerschaft. Wir danken ihr für Ihr Kommen. Thank you to everyone for coming out to support the Garrison team this morning. And as the great Garrison motto states, I am definitely glad that I live here. Support and defend, Army strong, Europe strong. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the retirement of the colors and remain standing for the playing of the Army song. At this time, we'd ask everyone to please join in singing the Army song. The words can be found on the back of your program. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the ceremony for today. We'd ask that you join us in saying farewell and auf Wiedersehen to Colonel and Mrs. Dickenson here on the platform. Invited guests will welcome Colonel Corson at the reception at the Schwabian Special Events Center. And if you choose not to walk to the reception, there will be a shuttle bus in front of the chapel that will go back and forth to the club with the first lift in about 15 minutes. Thank you for attending today.